Thank you so much for joining me, mate. How are you today? It's lovely to see your face.
I'm doing great. I'm super excited to be doing these interviews. It's very exciting to come back to Australia. I don't know what's happening in my life, but the band is better than ever, which sort of makes no sense on paper. It just doesn't make sense. But we played a show the other day. I don't know, Stagecoach, where it was like 100-mile-an-hour winds with the last band before they shut down the festival. The trees were at 90-degree angle. I'm watching the guitar player work in the crowd. He's running from one side of the massive stage to the other. And I'm thinking, how did he get better? How did he get better? He's still getting better, So we're riding a wave of quality and just having a brilliant time. And so I love, we're going to Europe next week. So we play some shows in Europe. And actually, the focus of the year is going to be, coming down under and playing there. So it's just brilliant. I mean, you can't complain about that. It's just so brilliant. I can't wait. When I'm sat on that plane, flying to, I guess I start. I'm not sure where I start, but wherever I start, wherever I land, so I think Sydney. So much, it just feels great. Feels great. I love it. It's so exotic. These mad, different times, like 3 days ahead or it's last week or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just off. He's like, what is it? Like, what actually is it? What day is it? Different day. You Friday morning.
Yeah, it's 10 a.m. Friday morning here. So yeah, we're about, I don't know, 10 to 12 hours in the future, I think.
Yeah, amazing.
It's
Yeah, I know what to get right.
well, it's beautiful too. And you're coming down in September, right as the weather. It's not too hot down here. It's definitely not cold anymore. It's kind of the perfect atmosphere. And we've Shinedown as well. This is like a dream for a lot of fans. When I heard about this tour, the amount of people that blew up my inbox going, Bush is coming down and they're coming down with Shinedown. This is a pairing I never thought I'd see. And it kind of really makes sense on paper because you guys were kind of laying the foundation in the 90s with everything you were doing, and Shinedown kind of popped up in that early 2000s with Leave a Whisper and it really kind of carried that momentum forward. But like you said, you've got all this kind of, it's like the Renaissance fan.
No, it's great. I think we just go well together because everyone gets along, and yeah, we just want to have great shows. I think that my favorite thing about that band is their desire to connect with the audience. This is not a phone it in kind of a band, and we just want to have a great time. We just want to play great, lift people up. It's a hard time. There's always a hard time in the world. I think the world is challenging for people, and music is such a gift. And when people fall in love with your music, it's their soundtrack. And so for me, I just love having that. I've got a lot of young people in the crowd on this last North American tour because of all the new stuff, and then you got the people, the traditional, the OG Bush fans. It's such a wild mixture of people that it's funny. When I toured once with U2, I did it with a side project I had at Institute. And when I saw their audience, I realized that when you have a multi-generational audience, that's a sign you really cracked it. You cracked some kind of code. And I just love that. I love the people that have been there once, and I love the people that have been there 5 times. It's really great. And to come to Australia is not easy. We ask. It's a great tradition for us, right? I'm from England, so this tradition of bands, starting with Nick Cave, Bad Seeds, the musicianship is always, because there's such a great touring circuit for kind of non-professional bands. The standard musicianship in Australia is really high, and I think that if you could only get past an Australian audience, if you're any good, you can't bluff an Australian audience. It's not a country of bluff. It's like very face value, just like everything's cool if you be yourself and you are who you say you are and you do what you say you're gonna do, and then you it feels like that, and I like that because it separates any posers wheat from the chaff, whatever the phrase is. People fall away if they haven't got the strength. So I love it for that. I'm thrilled. I don't know why the band's so good compared to. I think it's because the material is so much wider
Yeah.
So I think that's what gives it, somewhat different feel. When we first last came down 22, we were playing the Kingdom record, and that was a weird time. It was like I'd really embraced the detuned world. I was like, that's it, no more, only heavy records from here on out. But that was the first one. But then I had the Art of War, Art of Survival, excuse me, Freudian, Art of Survival, this I Beat Loneliness, and these are, these are just really strong records to pepper those songs into the set. They just
Yeah.
revolutionize the set. And so you can either get a big hit or a big strong song that you're going to fall in love with. It's one or the other. There's no sort of like, ming, 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 here's my mingy acoustic song that I'm like, going to play you. No, please don't. People like, certain people in the audience are wanting those songs over A Sound of Winter or whatever, songs more traditionally connected to the band. So it's just fun because the band's wild and the shows are going to be wild. And we're all competitive, so we want to do great. We want everyone
Yeah.
to love us. We're like, everyone's going to be trying to steal the love in the room. That's it.
No, that's important too. And it says a lot about you and the guys as musicians as well, because you could just rest on your laurels. You had all the hits back in the day, and you could be a legacy band, but the fact you're coming out, you're putting
Yeah.
out great material. And look, I Beat Loneliness, maybe the best title of it. Like, that is an album title where you're like, I Beat Loneliness. I need to listen to this. What's the story on that one? And what was going through your mind writing that as well? Because it's kind of it seems like it's a negative title, but it's not really. It's the most
Uh,
positive thing you kind of say.
it's like it accentuates the fact that I believe that we're all in this together, and
Mm.
it's a shared experience. As much as we like to think we're lone wolves going through things, there is a whole framework of art and a whole community of people who can relate to your everyday struggles. And there is no need to be struggling alone. We include on the album, the artwork of any suicide helpline around the world, any country. It's a website, any country around the world, you can find someone to talk to. And I just think that if you make music that talks of your struggle and your triumph over that, like I Beat Loneliness it was so lucky when I got this. I was walking out this doorway when I thought of that, and I only thought of it once, and it struck me as such a great title for a record, because it's like, it just implies that you're really trying, and it implies that you are trying to better yourself and trying to reach out. You're never going to beat it, obviously, so it's an impossible prophecy. But if you live a life where you are consistently doing interesting things, helping other people, having fun with your mates, fun with your partner, the value of life reveals itself, and you're not so forlorn. And it's just tough for everyone. No one has it easy. No one has it easy. Maybe, I don't know, Dave Grohl, the Foo Fighters, it's easy for him, but it's also not easy for him, is it?
Yeah.
So life is challenging and beautiful and to be respected and adored, but there are times when it's going to smack you in the face, and you just got to you learn to deal with it, and never giving up. And that's why I think all these, I'm not obsessed with suicide rates, but I'm just so sad at the suicide rates around the world. Just people that are choosing that a permanent solution to a temporary problem most of the time, 99% of the time. I mean, if you've done something terrible and you deserve to die and you kill yourself, I don't know, maybe I understand those suicides, but it's just people that can't put the chaos in order. And so to make music that, I think the power of our band is that we put chaos into order.
Yeah, no, and it's important too, because you've got a platform to be able to speak and reach people. And I think people, I've been a teenager growing up thinking, oh, no one knows the pain I'm going through. But you listen to music and it's like, oh, this guy gets it. So it is a shared collective, and to be able to, put stuff together that people can
And,
connect with.
and by the way, it happens to everyone, and it's so funny. You think when you're young, you just imagine that when you turn 30, that you switch off from your feelings. You
Yeah.
just imagine that. Well, aren't you busy trying to stay alive? Only if you try and cross the street and not get killed. But it just, the struggle is real and it goes on. And there's no stigma to where this at is in your life. And I'm just because I write about mental health means does not mean in any way that I've solved it. And
Yep.
so I have my own times where the kind of ship comes loose from the mooring a little bit, and I'm like, what it is, and I find myself I've either drifted way too much in the past and eulogized it and forgotten that she was also a bitch, or I got into the future and I'm worried about something that may happen, and that's a dangerous thing because there is that sort of, is it Sod's law, Murphy's law, whatever it is about that. I think you start imagining, you fear what you become, what you fear. What's that line? I haven't greedy fly.
It's that Murphy's law. What can go wrong will go wrong. So it's manifesting things. You're always told to manifest good thoughts. Going, if you want a goal, manifest it, achieve it. But the same happens if you're like, oh, negative, negative, negative. Then yeah,
I'm
it's
going to
going to
miss
be
this
negative.
goal. I'm going to miss this goal. I'm going to miss this goal. I'm going to miss this goal, and then you miss it.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm like, I'm a fucking champion, chances are I'm going to get a score.
You got to tell yourself, mate. That's what I tell myself all the time when I wake up in the morning. It makes the day a lot easier. I got to say that. But tell me about this Tiny Desk performance you guys did as well. That kind of really blew up for you guys. Were you expecting the kind of like what the Spotify increased by about 1 million streamers over the course of the month as well? It was nuts.
Yeah, it's really crazy. Well, I knew there was it's an incredibly prestigious show, so I knew that if we got it right, there could be wild upsides to it because there's not that many. The opportunities are few and far between to really kind of change the needle.
Mm.
We have a few TV shows, but they don't. They just sort of go part of the fabric of what you're doing. You don't see big jumps. When I
Yeah.
came, it was like huge amounts of press, huge amounts of radio, and huge amounts of MTV. So that powerhouse three was you could just be blasted into the culture and be like now it's so fragmented and there's so many radios, so many different stations. It's really hard. So NPR is one of the last kind of homes of bringing people together, I think, and where you can watch, Billie Eilish, us, or Fela Kuti. I don't
Mm.
know if he did it, but that's my point. He might have done it. He should.
Yeah, yeah, no, it would be good. No, you're right. At the same time, because growing up, I grew up on MTV, and I always say you'll never get another band as big as the Beatles because the media to actually show people music was so narrowed down. They chose their 10 acts they liked, and that's what got
Right.
played. It's not like a Spotify algorithm, something can come on in a playlist, and you go, oh, that must be kind of wild for yourself coming through the music industry to go from the MTVs, everything like that, to now music is just so accessible to the point that it's almost too much.
Yeah. All you can do is just write the best songs you can, try and sing in tune, and do great shows. That's all I know how to do. My life is simple in that regard. It's just complex trying to achieve that across the world consistently. But we're doing it, and
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening, why it's in Tiny Desk, Stagecoach, BottleRock. These are huge festivals here that I've just got the maddest responses from. And really, what I'm proudest of is embracing those challenges and really taking them and not being overwhelmed by the the upsides or whatever. Like not being overwhelmed by them. I'm really like, yeah, this is really really special time. So I'm just enjoying it. I want to come down there and do just amazing shows. I just want it to be. If people don't walk out of there shocked by us and like surprised in the best way possible, that's a failure. It's literally a failure. And I'm not coming down to just sing the songs for everyone. I'm going to come down and like imprint this band and people's like DNA. So they're just like, we give up. We love you. Stop. Put us down. Put us down. Okay, we're going to forever. It's all right. Jesus Christ, relax. It's a very needy, you know.
Hey, look, that's good. That's good because we're going out to these shows. You want to feel that connection as an audience member. There's nothing worse than when I go see a band, they play songs A through to Z and then they're just gone. I want to feel that connection because I feel the connection when I'm listening to it at home in my car. So it's important.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, and that goes actually for both bands, and it's my favorite thing about Shinedown. I think we both share this desire to this intention to connect with our audiences, and the audiences